Hello, hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. I'm your host, Talia Joy. I'm so excited to be here with you today. This topic is going to be so good. We're talking about moving forward now, using the energy that comes with the new year and seasons and, that inspiration, that refreshing time when something ends and something begins and it inspires us to move forward. I want to talk about utilizing that energy right now, but also at the actual time of recording, we still have a month and a half. So we want to also move forward now and be in a momentum space by the first. So I don't know if that totally made sense, but this is what we're going to dive into today, moving forward now and utilizing the energy of the new year. So maybe you're somebody who at the end of a calendar year, you do a whole ritual, maybe a vision board, writing out goals, that type of thing. Maybe you're someone who's like, okay, January 1st, we're doing this, we're changing our life. Or maybe you're just someone who flows with the seasons and feels that energetic shift when one chapter ends and another begins. So that's what we're talking about today, and I am really excited about it. There are definitely lessons coming forward in the season, lessons from the cosmos and the moon and from life in general, the collective energy, and it's time. It's really, truly time for us light workers to be stepping more and more in our light because things are challenging. And I have, conversations with clients from all over the world. A lot of you are from the United States and I'm from Canada, and there's a lot going on. And let's face it, there is a lot all over the world and it can feel all consuming. And so especially in this time, we need to be walking our own path of light and making the difference that we feel that we are called to make in this world, and healing and moving forward and becoming more free and expressed. And it's really important because, again, we're going through a very weird time and I know life is intense. So we are going to use this window from now to the end of the year, or whenever you're listening to this, into the new year vibes, to remind yourself that it's about refinement and alignment and what you really want for your life, what you really want for yourself, for your community, for your family, for your life. Because the things that sit deep in your heart, these are the dreams, right? The intentions, the things that you see for yourself, the dreams that you keep coming back to, the person that you know you are here to be, they are calling. It is time. No matter how old you are or where you are in this life journey, we only live once this time. And we've been through a lot. And there's been a lot of, I'm not even going to call them detours, but I'm saying for myself, I haven't always been on my highest path. Let's be real. But here we are. We have healed. We have come back. And it's time to truly step into that next level version, because that next level version is calling. As Rumi says, what you seek is seeking you. There's a whisper on your heart for the things that you are truly meant for. Whether it's the health that you want, or you want to write a book, or you want to start a business, or you want to be a parent, or travel the world, or start an organization, these things on your heart are literally meant for you. And the cool thing is they're meant for you and you alone. Your dreams truly are meant for you. That lights me up. It's awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about how these next 2 months, month and a half, how it can change everything. And whenever you're listening to this, it will be the perfect time. And let's do that. Okay, let's dive in. I think I'm good for the intro. As a reminder, if anybody wants to join the app, I have the Path app, and it's really the resource center. It's all my meditations, breath work, sleep tracks, longer meditations, lots of them under 10 minutes as well. Ones on intuition, and just basically, if you love my work and love my meditations, it's definitely for you. We also have somatic practices, movement practices. There are also articles, like mini blog-like articles, journal prompts. There's truly so much there. Background music. There's so many fun things to just integrate into your daily practices, because sometimes we need background music to dance or shake or meditate to. Sometimes we want a guided meditation. Sometimes we want to read an inspiring article that prompts us to write or think about something. So that's what the Path app is all about. You can actually join free for 7 days to check it out and see if it's for you. I will put the link in the show notes. Otherwise, join me on Instagram. I would love to see you over there. If we are not Instagram friends, the link for that is below as well. All right, grab a sip of water, take a deep breath, drop your shoulders. Let's dive into this episode. Okay, so what we're talking about today truly feels alive for me right now. If you've been listening to the previous episodes, you've been hearing, a bit of a recap, what I'm going through. I've been sharing about it this year, just recently closed on the path, which is mixed emotions and closing chapters, opening chapters. I've been through the washing machine of life in 2025. I feel like I want to say existentially kicked my ass, if that makes sense. But it's been a lot. And now I feel very much on the other side. There are, of course, tendrils and things that we're always going to deal with. But I definitely feel like that washing machine, it had a spin cycle. It rinsed me out. I might even be like mostly dry by now because I feel very much in a rebirth stage, which is glorious. But it has been a year of grief and gratitude and excitement and celebrations and sadness and endings and frustrations and every other emotion you could probably think of. So as we do this, my book's also, in the very last stage, which is a lot as far as like the final distribution stuff and really, summing up everything and getting the actual book, the physical book launching, that stuff. So the copy's done, the manuscript is done, but getting the rest of it all together to be able to release it is a lot as well. So we are in those final stages. It's really exciting. I've just done a retreat. I'm getting into hosting more retreats. It's just this exciting, and as I said, grief and gratitude and closing and opening, and I'm in this space too. So what we're talking about today, as always, I talk to everybody, whether you're going through a hard time right now or whether you're feeling like everything's so great and you want to capitalize on this energy, or maybe you're somewhere in between. I just want to say that for me, it is really alive right now. There are deaths and rebirths and endings and beginnings. And you know what I've noticed within myself, and now I'm seeing it in my clients more and more, is there's a reprioritization of priorities. Okay, I just used the same word twice. Trying to sound so fancy. No, but we are truly shifting our priorities. It feels like for myself, some of the things that were important are just not anymore, or the things I'm willing to do for certain outcomes, I'm just not anymore. It's like as my boundaries grow and as I get more clear on what is aligned with my heart, what is sitting in my heart, and I get clear on that alignment, and then I refine. I keep hearing these days alignment and refinement over and over. And as I do that, things fall away, as we've talked about, right? In recent episodes, the deaths and the rebirths and the endings and the beginnings and all of that, the light and the dark. And when we come out of that, I'm more and more clear on what is important to me, what I want to pour more energy into, and what I'm willing to not put energy into anymore as well. So as I've been sharing, and I'm not going to go all into it, this whole year for me has brought me to my knees, as well as taught me to soften, surrender, tune into this present moment, realize deeply that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. So I can choose light. I can choose joy. I can see the light box instead of the dark box. I can see the abundance instead of the lack. I can choose that. And that has been a huge part of this rebirth. So as we move into this conversation, just know that this is what I'm going through as well. Maybe you can see yourself in some of what I'm going through. We all have so much in common that I'm sure you're going through your own version of this, right? The reflecting, the shedding, the resetting, but really hungry and ready to move into it, because there is also another phrase I keep hearing intuitively. It sounds funny to say because it's a swear word, brace yourself, but I keep hearing turn your shit into grit. And that's the other part that's coming, is I'm getting scrappier than I already was. And I already thought I was scrappy, but like, no, I am not willing to do that. And I also choose success for myself. I choose myself. I choose my impact. I choose to move forward and not, it's like everything is figure outable. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to choose my light. I'm going to go to yoga. I'm going to drink my water. I'm just going to do the best I can. But that scrappiness of like moving myself forward, I will not tolerate stuck and powerless in any form anymore. And that doesn't mean I don't have days, times, triggers. Of course, I'm human all the time. But you know what it means when there are times in your life where you're stuck in it. Like I just got the image of like the goo phase, but you're rolling around in goo, like trying to get up, like it's a comedy movie or something, and you're trying to get up and you keep falling over. And that's what it feels like for a while. And now as I walk away and I've shaken the goo free and like had a good shower or something, I feel like, no, I don't want to go back there. I am not going to choose to shame myself. I'm not going to choose to get down on myself. I'm not going to choose to give up on my dreams. I'm not going to choose to silence myself or be more palatable accountable or worry about what that person thinks of me and what do they think of me. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. I have moved forward and I've spent my whole life from bullying at a young age, morphing my brain into try to be palatable and be pleased and also be like pleasing to people or whatever, but then also to myself, never feeling good enough, always feeling awkward, always feeling different, whatever. I'm different. I've got curly ass hair. I'm a left-handed, rare blood type human. I'm willing now to just be that and be happy with that. So anyway, okay. So as I'm talking about this is what we are moving into. And this is where we start asking, what's next for me? What feels alive for me in the forward trajectory? Who am I becoming? And let's just get really honest. What am I here to do? And let's do it. So not everything. We can't tackle everything at once. And a lot of us have multi-layered dreams, but I want to bring you right to, because now we're talking about tangibly toward the end of the year, utilizing this new year energy. What's next? So sometimes it's really good to even write out, maybe your main vision is to have a huge organization or a center, or maybe it's a coaching brand, or maybe it's a, personal transformation or author or whatever it is. Books, you have books, or you have a publishing house, whatever it is, that big sort of vision you see for yourself. And for you, it could even just be living completely expressed in my light, not suffering, feeling, really joyful and purpose-filled and alive. Whatever your main intention is, getting honest with that, but starting to trickle down and go, what's next? What's the low-hanging fruit? And I feel like a lot of my growth, because my body and my mind is terrified of change sometimes, it's scary. Let's be real, it's scary. I often pick the low-hanging fruit. What can I do right now? That's why you hear me say that. What can I do right now? I can chug water. I can go to yoga. I could work on my business. I could record this episode. What can I do to move the needle forward right now? You could post on social media. You could reach out to a friend. You could, eat the roasted veggies that are in your fridge for lunch. You could, whatever it is. What could you do right now? Let's just break it down, because it can be overwhelming to think of the overall goal. So the overall goal, in my perspective, keeps you dreaming and alive and moving forward towards something bigger, right? Something, maybe it's creating this abundance and this security for your family. Maybe it's getting your work out into the world. Maybe it's helping a select group of people you feel called to help. That is what keeps you alive and keeps you yeah, I'm a seeker. I am going for big things. My clients and you listening, you're here for big things, whether it's internally or externally or both. You are here for big things. So that big thing and that umbrella over, the main goal is something that keeps you going, keeps you hungry. But what keeps you moving forward is the right now. So asking yourself, what is deep in my heart? What do I want to become? What do I want to achieve? All this that we're talking about. And then looking at what is the next thing that I can do that's almost I'm not going to say easy, because some things are challenging and we have to push through resistance, or we need to invest in ourselves, or we need to something, and it can be challenging. But start where you are. If you just constantly do what you can with where you are, you will continue moving forward. And I literally make lists every day, especially my work days, of the things that I need to do. And the first thing I put on the list, I'm not even joking, is make a list. And then I do the list and I check that box and I'm yes, we are starting with momentum, because I want myself to win. So what is something you can do today? What is the low-hanging fruit? What is the something that's been niggling on you or nudging you in your mind, or the one piece that just something you can do to be in the energy of what you're here for? The energy of moving forward, or the energy of making an impact, or the energy of the light. I want you to also think, as we are moving forward in this year and in this portal, I want you to think of who you are now, that you've walked through everything you've walked through. The challenges, the edges, the mad detours, the roundabouts, the back roads that are dirt roads, and you're how the hell did I get stuck out here? The different fragments of life and the fractals and the left turns and right turns. The moments that you thought would break you and you came very close to being broken. All of this has shaped you to here. It's shaped you and molded you and morphed you into this moment. And in some way, It's been chipping away to unveil who you truly are. You've been chipping away, like I'm just seeing Michelangelo's David in my mind. And so Michelangelo says he didn't add anything to the stone. He just removed what didn't belong until the masterpiece was revealed. You don't need to add anything else to your life. You don't have to be anything different. It's chipping away the resistance, the part of you that says you can't, or the part of you that says, what's the point? And continuing moving forward toward the light, continuing showing up to do one small thing for yourself, for your dreams. And I'm going to be real, consistency is king or queen or whatever. Consistency, continuing to do it. I get overwhelmed sometimes in my business because I'm like, should I do this? Should it be a book day? Should it be this? Should it be that? And I'll write it all out and I'll go like, I can't literally do it all today. So let's just start. Like, okay, so if I record this, then I'll be in that this zone. And then I could write that email or reach out to that person. Yeah, that feels good. And I'll start with the couple things that I go like, yeah, that makes sense. It could be like, I could go for a walk, chug my water when I get back, and then like have a healthy lunch. What can you do from where you are? Can you reach out to somebody? Can you work on your website? Can you do one thing from exactly where you are? And I'm going to try to translate something that came through my spirit team a while ago, but right now is the reflection of who you are. So what you're willing to do right now, even though it's like, what? But today it's raining, or it's a Monday, or I can't, or I'm busy, right? And I'm not the kind of coach, mentor, guide, human friend, whatever, that ever says like excuses. Those are just excuses, because I don't think that's the way to get people to see things. But if your life depended on it, like we've been talking about in other episodes, like your liveliness depended on it, and all you had to do was like a 10 or 15 minute walk, if it was like to save a loved one or something, or people say they don't have the time or they don't have the energy to like do something, but if your house was on fire at 2 a.m., don't worry, I'm knocking on wood, you're good, then it would be amazing how fast you could move, right? Or if you had to. So sometimes we do want to rise above and go, yeah, a walk today, even though it's raining. Like that might actually be like refreshing AF. Like that would feel really good. Maybe that'll give you the perfect energy you need, right? So realizing that who you truly are and all these goals and desires you have are already within you, and we're chipping away the resistance and we're stepping more into the masterpiece that you already are, looking after yourself, taking those actions toward the light, toward your future. So the biggest indicator of tomorrow is actually right now. The biggest indicator of the future is not the past in this context. It is the right now. So do not wait for external permission slips. Don't wait for anyone to say you're ready or like to have enough money to do the thing or whatever. It's not really about another sign or a fresh calendar day or whatever. It's time to move forward now, because transformation doesn't wait. That niggle, that nudge inside, that desire on your heart doesn't wait for January 1st. The biggest reflection of who you're going to be on January 1st is right now. The energy is here now, and it's the perfect time to create clarity and momentum. It's this energetic doorway where we start to get gritty. And when you walk through it consciously, it's a time of momentum. So imagine yourself over Christmas, whether you celebrate it or not, the new year, whatever time, like over these next couple months, and imagine yourself, everything has gone so well. You've been moving forward. You've been focused, but you've also been balanced, right? Where we're moving forward, but you're also taking time to slow down, to go for a walk, to laugh with friends or watch a movie or get extra rest. We are balancing powerfully. Quality over quantity. You don't have to do a million things. It's the aligned things, alignment and then refinement, right? So starting to get more practical. What are the big things on your heart right now? The things that you know when it's like December 30th and everyone's talking about the new year, you know that that's already going to be there because it's important to you. Is it the business? Is it getting healthier, deepening relationships, stepping into leadership, starting a thing, expanding a thing, finally making the change that you've been talking about, thinking about, ruminating on? Remember the tipping point where the risk to not do it internally becomes bigger. The discomfort to not do it becomes big. So I want you to ask yourself, number one, we're going to take straight up inventory. What's getting in my way right now? A good CEO in a business, it's not emotional. It's making judgment calls. It's looking at the low-hanging fruit. It's looking at the things where there are waste or it's not productive or it's not efficient and, cutting ties. So it's okay to just acknowledge what gets in my way. Is it overwhelm? Is it feeling stuck? Is it distraction? Am I feeling disconnected? Do I feel exhausted? Just start to try to move forward and just start with I don't know. I just don't know what to do. Start with what is actually in your way. Let's get real, because you can't move forward if you're not able to just look at it like data. What's in your way, right? And then we can start asking yourself as a sub question to that, what might I need? Because sometimes if it's I get unfocused and I get all over the place and I don't finish something, is it something where you need to, have an hour where you set a timer? I know for me, a timer is everything. Or there are, task schedulers, even if you just do one task so that you're focused for that 45 minutes. Is it scheduling off time into your day so that you do have time where you're not worried, take a quote unquote lunch break in your life, put down your phone, don't stress. And then when you get back in, you're focused again. Is it making lists? So we start to think of that. But I want you to first think, what gets in my way? What in my real life comes up as if you're talking to a friend that stops you? Okay. And then the second full question is, what tangible step can you take today? Because your future self has a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They have rainy days, they have sick days, they have days where things are disappointing or things are stressful. That's the thing, is they're not perfect floating around in a cloud that always feels like a weekend on vacation. They are in your real life. So we start today when it's raining or when we don't think we have time. And we want to ask, what is a tangible step I can take today? Or if logistically, realistically, today is actually slammed or whatever, it doesn't matter. But what can I take tomorrow? What can I take by the weekend or this weekend? Maybe it's business, website, an offer, a sales page, a post, a first post, a decision, making a booking, making an appointment for yourself, going on a walk, prepping meals, reaching out to somebody. You don't need a full plan. What is one thing you can do? So if part of what's getting in your way is you're exhausted, maybe one thing you can do to start filling that hole and start mending that problem is this weekend you are going to rest. You are going to digitally detox. You're going to take Friday night off or whatever it is. Maybe that's a tangible step. A tangible step doesn't always have to be something like 1, 2, 3. A step is what's getting my way is I'm constantly irritated and exhausted. What is a step? Get more sleep now so that we can move forward, because you're worth it, because your goals are worth it. And you can't be the CEO of your life depleted and, hungry and hangry and not looking after yourself. You need to build yourself up and then let that overflow spill out into your dreams and the energy to launch a business or make steps or whatever it is. And clarity doesn't come from overthinking, and it doesn't come it doesn't come from overthinking, and it doesn't come from waiting for clarity. Clarity doesn't come from waiting for clarity. It comes from movement. You've heard me say all the things, right? It's like action crushes fear. Moving forward is the thing that creates confidence, not waiting for it. So it's the same with clarity. And what your next step is doesn't come from overthinking. It comes from taking a step or looking after yourself and getting inspired. If a painter was going to paint a painting and their teacher said, you have one job today, get inspired and then go to your canvas, what do you think they would do? I mean, everybody would probably have a different reason, but someone might go to nature, might go on a hike, might listen to a certain type of music. They might look at other art or look up at the clouds or meditate. That's what we want to do in our life, is get inspired and then take action from that place. So asking yourself, what is that thing that's on your heart, right? What's in your way right now? What is one tangible step you can take in any direction, mind, body, soul, you pick it, that can make you start to mend that problem from what is in your way. Start to make a different decision. And then micro steps. Micro steps create macro shifts. You don't need to know all 10 steps. In fact, life is going to throw you opportunities and wormholes that take you forward faster than you thought, and sometimes roadblocks that are actually detours in disguise. So you shouldn't know. You don't have to know 10 steps ahead, because the 10 steps are in some ways evolving depending on how you move forward. So you don't need to know all 10 steps or all however many steps. You just need to know and do, act, be the next step. Move forward with the next aligned action. Sometimes we've been avoiding it. Sometimes we know we have to do it. Sometimes we're just scared and we're waiting like, should I, shouldn't I? We just need to move forward. Action crushes fear. Action creates confidence. You get to know yourself as somebody who moves forward, who takes action, who acts on those things that are in their heart. And this is where momentum is created. So this is where we start to, the fog starts to clear. And even as we move forward, so just for an example, I've done yoga for a long time. I didn't do it for a while. When I was crawling out of my funk, I'm like, that's it. I'm going to Monday yogas. And I kind of forgot like which yogas I loved as far as the different styles and even what my body would need now going through a very different time. And so as I started doing some classes in person, but then also on my computer and through a fitness subscription, yoga subscription thing, I forgot, or I started noticing, okay, this type doesn't resonate. No, we're moving on. We have to do something more like this. And I got the clarity by jumping back in. If I would have stood there going, but I don't know what kind of yoga to do, so I can't do it. I just needed to do it. And there were some videos where I stopped them like 15 minutes in, realizing that I needed something slower or deeper, or some days I needed something more flowy, I wanted to get my heart racing. And it was, yin. It's like I started refining what I needed by taking action. And that's just one example of something like yoga, but this has been the story. I've been in business now. I think it's been 12 years. I keep saying over a decade, but I think it's been 12 years, which is insane. There's so many things. Like imagine waiting for clarity to start. Like I just never had clarity. I just did it. I just knew I was here for big things and I had to act on stuff. And sometimes I'd randomly take a $2,000 program to learn, how to have a coaching business online, like more than 10 years ago. And I just would do these things and figure it out as I go and get scrappy and keep going. Everything is figure outable. But when we're spinning, when we're unclear, we often pause. We're often waiting, especially us spiritual folk. We're either, so the spiritual folk are waiting for a sign because we're not sure if it's right or not, right? And the non-spiritual I shouldn't say non-spiritual, but the more type A people, they don't know if it's the right first step. So we're hesitant to do it. And that's often what happens. No shame, happens to me too. But sometimes we just got to get out there. You may discover that you love walking outside in the challenge of all weathers. Some days it's windy and colder. Some days it's a hot summer day and you start to love that. You start to notice the weather and you notice the leaves changing and you start to really enjoy it. So we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what it's like out there if we don't do it. So this is where we take all this energy of the new year and we start bringing it into these steps. And if you have been feeling unclear, I have this new clarity and momentum sessions, they're called, and it's 2 sessions. I'll leave the information below because sometimes you just need someone to help you see, to reflect that back, to create your next steps and your action plan for the near future, have a follow-up, and then feel that. It's like when we add gasoline to the fire or, we fan the flame. It's like sometimes we just need that boost of momentum. So I've got this I've been doing it for a little bit behind the scenes, but it's a 1 call followed up by a voice memo support day. We can go into answering questions on what all that is. I'll pop the link below. And if you want to reach out to me, you can. It's called the Clarity and Momentum Session. So it's just a short term, let's move you forward now, get unstuck, because you don't need to stay stuck. We don't need to stay foggy. Sometimes we just need guidance. We just need help. We just need a little bit of reflection and some outward perspective on what's going on. So I would love to help you. Again, the links for that are below. But I want to now, just as we start to wrap this up, I just want to remind you that what you see in your mind's eye is meant for you. When someone says your best life, your dream life, and we are to make it your life now. You wake up in a certain way, maybe you take care of your body or exercise in a certain way, you fill your days with certain things, you are passionate about certain things, you have businesses or projects or, charities or whatever it is that you're doing, a family, a community, you're expressed, you're living in peace, you're feeling purpose-filled. And it's less about all the extravagant things, which can completely create a life of extravagant things. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, It's less about just the things, because you don't want to be miserable on a really fancy, couch. You want to feel inside your heart like you're alive, like you're connected. Like this is what it means to be human and soul and create a life of magic for yourself. So remember that as you start closing down this year. Allow yourself, sorry about the dogs barking, allow yourself to take inventory on what you want to leave here, what you're willing to leave in 2025 or leave in this chapter, as far as where are you dimming your light? Where are you maybe quote unquote sabotaging, or whose opinions are you letting rule what you want to do? What habits, what associations, what relationships, what dynamics, what patterns are you willing to release to step into what you truly want? And this year, I talk about a lot of the good stuff and the realizations and the moving forward and, but I had to let go of a lot of inner stuff, like self-shame, feeling small, judging myself, letting go the fear of being alone or being abandoned. Not that it's just completely let go of, but it's a conscious choice. I choose this present moment. I choose the light. I choose myself. I choose to move forward. And so even when there's things online, like I'm not on Instagram as much as I used to be, I closed down on the path, and there's been different things, closed down the group programs last year. It's just because I refuse to do anything that doesn't feel in complete and true excited alignment, because life's too short. And I'm here to make a massive impact with all of you and the community. And I've always known that since I was young. I can see it from the time I was young. It wasn't about famous. It was about impact. People hearing what I hear in my channel and understanding how this life experience works so that you can make the most of it. That is what is important to me. So when I start to get too wrapped up in something that feels like it's misaligned, or I don't feel fully expressed, or I'm feeling frustrated, it's okay to let it go. It's okay to go, it's not about giving up the dream. It's just not this way. My team has said that a lot to me and about clients when I'm helping them, is it's not that the whole thing's wrong. It's just refinement. It's like if you make a soup and something's off, you don't have to throw out the whole recipe. Just don't put so much bay leaf in it next time, It's like it was the liquid smoke. It's always the liquid smoke. And it's so that you don't have to throw out the dream if something feels like it's not working. It actually is like, okay, let's refine. So now is the time. The question is, how bad do you want it? Because you're not behind, you've been sculpted. Every challenge has been preparing you for now. Everything you've been through, no matter how old or young you are, you're not too young and you're not too old, and it's never not the right time. You are here, you are ready, and you are ready to make the impact in your family, in your friends, in your community, in the world, and complete that transformation you see in your mind's eye. Is it your health? Is it your purpose? Is it your radiance? Is it what you have on your heart that you need to create in the physical 3D, a product or a service or, a foundation? Because this earth needs your light, and that urgency call inside you is not just you in your life. It's because earth needs you. The people need you. Your voice, your creativity, your leadership, your empathy. The fact that you've been there and know the struggle so you can come back around and help others, this is the season to turn that up. And the world, this earth, benefits when you're lit up. When you're going on your walks, looking after yourself, rooting yourself on, surrounding yourself with people that make you feel good. When you're investing your time and your effort and your money into things that light you up, who you be is beneficial to all of us. Who you be in the grocery store, who you be when you run into somebody on the street or, are going about your daily life, who you be with the people in your family, with your mailman, the people you work with. That's what makes the difference. Because when you turn your light on and people see a sparkle in your eye, they lean in. Coworkers are like, you feel better. What's going on? You look great, or you feel great, or wow, you're really lit up. Tell me more. People around you, your sister, your brother, if you've been getting healthier, they start leaning in going, what have you been doing differently? If you're going after your dreams, other people that secretly have dreams start going like, whoa, they're just going after it. Like people in my real life, when I say I have a podcast, which funnily enough, it doesn't come up a lot, but when they find out, they're like, really? And half the people just don't even ask a question. They're like, oh, weird. And I'm like, that's weird because I don't know anyone with a podcast in real life, like in my physical 3D life. But some people go like, really? You do? And then they like look into it or they see, they're like, how do you do that? And like, whoa, that's inspiring. And even the fact that I have a podcast, even if someone doesn't listen to it, can inspire somebody that wanted to start their completely different podcast because someone's doing it. When you live your light, when you go out on your walks, when you live who you are here to live and be who you are here to be, people notice. And then if that comes to business or purpose or, selling a book or creating a vision, people will want to support your vision when they feel that magic. They're drawn in. It's not manipulation, it's light. So who you be and who you become and the chiseling away and the stepping into is not just for your goals, but who you become when you are fucking going after your goals. When you are that person with a mission and people are asking you and they're like, whoa, that's cool. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's neat. People want to support that. You are a good person with good intentions here to make an impact, and the time is now. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you closing as this year ends to allow you to fully step into it? It might be a behavior or a pattern or a habit or a dynamic or a certain job offer, whatever. And what is one step that you can take today that moves you closer to that? What is one thing that your future self is saying, take that step? You know that step would make a difference. Or even if it's little, update the website or reach out to that person who offered a collaboration or go out on the walk. Make that soup because you know your body and your belly feel so good when you eat that beautiful soup on an autumn day. This is your life and we only live once this time. We only have a finite amount of time on this earth in this form. And you have these goals on your heart in this form now because this is what you're meant to do with this lifetime. You are ready. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for being part of this episode. I kind of went totally non-tangible with a bit of tangible woven in. You know how I like to do. I like to do a little bit more tangible, but sometimes we need the pep talk because this is how the motion gets going. This is how the momentum gets going. Inspired. When you're inspired, you're in spirit. When your energy shifts, you want to keep moving forward. It's like any habit you've ever done or exercise or anything. It feels hard at first and then it becomes a habit. And then you start saying like, whoa, I notice when I don't do it. So we just need to get over that hump or at least just keep taking steps. And if you've already been doing this and you're feeling in the pocket, what is one big step that you can take? One big fucking step that you can take by the end of this year that you know would move you forward. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode and tuning in, sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one.